Okay, so in the last video we looked at Hector and Rosie. Starting to look like they're healing pretty cool now. Hector had a few turns in there and Rosie had none. It doesn't mean that Rosie couldn't do turns. I'm going to do turns over a couple of videos. I haven't quite decided how I'm going to do it yet because I've actually changed from this way of teaching turns to a new old way of teaching turns. I first developed it with Indy, and the reason why was because turns are a major part in healing. It's pretty fucking easy to get a dog to heal in a straight line, as you've seen 10 sessions of 5 to 10 minutes ago, and the dogs are healing nice next to you. They're starting to enjoy it. Their heads are coming up, which people like to see. Like I said, I'm not bothered about it, but if their heads come up, their heads come up. I'm easy, doesn't matter. But when you start throwing turns in there, it's starting to get a bit complicated for the dog. Like I said, one way you can tell whether the dog is actually paying attention to what you're doing is by just randomly chucking a turn in. And that's kind of how I developed my new way of doing it, which will come after this video. Now, we'll have a quick look at a video. This video is neither of the two dogs concerned. It's a dog called Reggie, who's Hector's brother, because it's the clearest video I've got of teaching them rear end awareness on a touchpad. This is nothing fucking transformational wonder super duper. Fucking loads of people do it now. It's become pretty much the standard way to teach a dog how to turn, to the point where professional trainers who make their money out of seminars and videos and shit like that are starting to use other ways to teach turning, because there's so many free videos on YouTube now, like some of mine, which show you how to teach a dog a nice turn where it doesn't really get out of position, using a touchpad. If you don't know how to do that, or you don't understand my video, like I said, there's fucking tons of them on YouTube. There's one really good one which is called How to Teach Your Dog to Heal in 5 Days. And fair do, she does teach a dog to heal in 5 days, but she teaches it in, you know, the confines of her living room, I think it is. I don't know whether she could take it straight out into the street. Maybe she can, I don't know. But you can teach healing in 5 days. I mean, if you add up so far how many times the dogs that I'm featuring in these videos have had healing sessions, like proper formal healing sessions, if we take the average of 8 minutes, no, let's even take an average of 10 minutes. It's only taken 100 minutes in total to get a dog from not healing to healing nicely. That's just over an hour, you know what I mean, right? Obviously there's big gaps in between, because the way I train is I'll just do what I feel like doing today. So I may teach the dog healing and then not do healing for fucking ages, do retrieving or playing tag or all kinds of shit. But I'm straying off the point now. Point is we look at a video of Reggie, Hector's brother, learning how to turn on a touchpad. Okay? Right, so that was Reggie learning how to turn on on a touchpad. As you can see, you teach the dog, first of all, to put its front feet on the touchpad. That in itself takes time to really get it good. So, you know, you want to teach it to get on the touchpad and then send it to the touchpad and then put the touchpad down the garden and send it quite away to the touchpad, then get 2 touchpads, get it to move between touchpads. You know where I'm going. This is taking a long fucking time, right? But you can get away with it just by teaching the dog to put his feet on the touchpad, and then you lure it so that it's getting rear end awareness. Okay, it's starting to move its back end independently of its front end, and that's what you need, particularly for left hand turns, because you need the dog to swing around you with this, you know, more modern way of detailed competition obedience IPO style heeling. You want to see a dog swing with you, and it is good. You're not slagging it off. It's, you know, it looks more impressive than the old sort of like working Charles Schutzen way of heeling. But I found that there was things that made it a bit shitty way of teaching the dog to turn. So both Hector and Rosie's are on my YouTube channel somewhere. She maybe had 3 or 4 sessions and she clocked it straight away how to do it. Hector maybe took less. I think probably I only did maybe 2, because I was kind of in this where I was sort of changing over to a different way of training turning. But you can see all the way through all the videos that I'm throwing like wide turns into the heeling, so that, you know, they're sort of U-shaped turns. They're not turning on the spot, which is the one that looks really impressive, when you literally turn on the spot and the dog flips around you. So they have a concept of changing direction. So I give them a few touchpad rear end awareness sessions where they learn how to move their back end independent from the front. And then essentially I just started throwing turns in. So what we'll look at next, hopefully if I can find them, is a video of Hector doing some nice turns and a short video of Rosie doing some nice turns as well. And basically, when you see these videos, you'll see a dog heeling to a pretty cool level. And I'll chuck them videos on now. Right then, up here. Up here. Good boy, yes. Yeah. Up here. Good up here. Good up here. Yes. I see. Yeah. Whoopsies. Got it. Up here. I see. Up here. Good. Up here. Like that. Up here. I see. Yes. Up here. I see. So as you can see from those videos, I managed to get, I think, if I remember right, there's only left-hand turns in those videos, but that is the harder turn to teach the dog because the dog's got to get out of your way. As you can see, that touchpad method is very useful. It gives you an effective turn, but in a small video I'm going to show you just after this, you can see one of the problems that comes from teaching it with a touchpad. Other people may not have this problem. I've just found that I have it. Could be I'm doing something wrong, I don't know. So that problem is if you look at the Reggie video, which I'll just pop up before the Rosie one, you can see that the dog's standing on the touchpad and you're standing next to the dog, okay? As you can get them from being not in a heel position and get them to move into heel position, and this teaches them to move their back end into where it should be. But then when you've got the dog on the touchpad, as you turn around the touchpad and the dog's pivoting on its front feet, you're not actually getting that situation where the dog's pivoting around you. You're pivoting around the dog. And that doesn't directly equate to what you want to happen if you want to do an about turn on the spot, or sharp lefts and sharp rights. It means that you've got to round off your right and left turns a bit, and you've got to do your about turn in kind of a U shape. Now, like I said, in the videos that are going to follow, it'll show Reggie learning it, and it's going to show how it fucks up. When you see me do the turn with Rosie, now this video is a couple of, it's before the last one you saw of Rosie, where she was in the last video, as in the part 4. As I turn round, you can see the dog is turning its back end, but because it's turning on the spot, I'm bumping into it. And that really pissed me off when that used to happen. So when I was training Indy how to heel, because I wasn't bothered with how his heeling was, because he's for herding sheep, I thought I'm going to fuck about and experiment with how to eliminate that problem. And in a couple of videos, or maybe the next one, I'm going to go into the new way that I teach turns. So we'll have a look at the video of Reggie and the problem it caused with Rosie, and to an extent it caused it with Hector, which you could see in the part 4 video as well. He was getting in my way when I was turning. Okay?